In this video, we're going to talk about how to create the Braun logo that has been designed back in the 1950s. And I found the construction documents, and we're going to go ahead and digitize this in Illustrator. That is the project. And we're going to be using a couple of tools and a couple of methods. One of them is the appearance panel. The other one is the shape builder tool. And if you don't know these two things, please go ahead and do some research ahead of time. And we are going to begin with creating the grid in the background. And then we're going to start working on creating the letter shapes. And I will not be creating the entire letter shapes with you, but I will give you an example, and I will let you do the rest of it. And so before we move on, here's what I did. Here's the Braun layer that is placed and embedded into the document in the first layer. As you can see, I locked it so that it doesn't move. The second thing that I did was to analyze the unit of measurement in here. So I found that wherever the document says 1, it is 12 millimeters, and the bigger circle, this line here, is 24 millimeters, and the smaller circle, the line here that intersects the circle right where it's fattest, is 6 millimeters. So as you can see, there's a relationship between the numbers. Double and double, right? So that's the relationship. The other relationship here is the only other difference is the 1.3 right over here. So this distance is going to be 12 times 1.3. And we're going to get started in a bit. Okay, so I've created a new layer and I call it constructing the grid. And here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to grab this line segment tool and start clicking and dragging, and as you do so, hold down Shift so that it is a straight line, and then let go. Okay, so here's my line, and I want the line to be a bright color so that I can clearly, easily see it. I'm randomly picking a green color for it. And the next thing that I'm going to do is to go in here into the appearance panel and go to the effects menu, distort and transform, and hit transform. Right over here in the transform effect, what I need to do is move it 12 millimeters this way. And so I'm going to type 12 millimeters into the horizontal part, and when I click onto the next text box, you're going to see that the line has moved. But the original line there is not there, so what I'm going to do is introduce copies of it. So this is one copy, this is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. And I'm going to hit OK at this point. Now, if you don't know how to use the appearance panel, and this is the first time that you are hearing about it, please go back to your earlier classes. You should have learned it in your previous classes and review it. And if you don't have them, then Google it. So what you're going to notice that despite the fact that we decided that these units were 12 millimeters apart, you can see that the lines do not overlap. And that is because this piece of paper is scanned or photographed from the original sketch, and that probably whomever did that didn't do it properly, and so that there's a little bit of distortion in this area, and so please do not worry about it. Now let's talk about the line, right? So this right now what I need you to notice is that right over here, like if you were to deselect it, you see how each one of those dots are not shaded in the center, but this one is? That means that something has been applied to this element, right? It reads like it's a line, but it sort of looks like it's more than a single line. And when you want to select it from over here, you won't be able to, because for Illustrator, this object is here. This is the object, and all the other elements that we're seeing here are the appearances. In other words, they're not real for Illustrator. So if you want things to be real for Illustrator, you're going to highlight or select this object either by clicking on it or by coming over here in your Layers panel and using the target icon to click on it, and you see how that is selected, right? And then you're going to go into the object menu and you're going to say expand appearance. And once it's expanded appearance, it turns into a group, and each one of the elements down there is just multiple groups of elements like lines. So that is fine. That is what we actually wanted.